Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne's Sharp World, where today we are talking KUBEY, and a little more specifically, this guy right here, the KUBEY Coas, but not this exact version here. I know we've all seen this, and we all know all about the budget version of the KUBEY Coas. Now, when this came out, I was a big fan, loved just about everything about it, but when there's a good budget knife, it's always nice when there's a premium option for a blade like this, and KUBEY has fulfilled that demand, and today we are taking a look at the premium KUBEY Coas, otherwise known as KB286A, which has happened to just their KUBEY part number. So I've found that using the KUBEY part number is actually very easy to search for knives. They kind of stick to the KB or KU numbers. That aside, let's get into this knife here and see just what KUBEY has done to make this stick out, to make it premium, and to make it, in my opinion, I think this is probably slightly better than the budget version I ranted and raved about earlier. But first, let's take a look at some overall specs on this knife right here. We have an overall length coming in at 7.28 inches, a blade length of 3.11 inches, and a blade thickness at 120 thousandths. Blade material on this guy is a much more premium S35VN, which I think everyone would prefer over the budgety D2 steel. We have that spear point blade I was talking about, a sleek, nice, kind of a stealthy spear point blade. Really do enjoy this particular spear point. There's very few that I can say that about. Maybe 2 or 3 out there. This is one that I do really dig. A very nice full flat grind, making for a very slicey blade. Handle length coming in at 4.17 inches with a handle thickness at 470 thousandths. Handle material on this guy, we have titanium and this electro wash titanium. Now in the listing of this knife, KUBEY has it specified as Damascus, and yeah, I'm not trying to cause waves, but this is without a doubt not Damascus. So that is a little misleading. That is most certainly, without a doubt, in my opinion, just titanium with an electro anodization wash, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. It looks great. I don't have a problem with it. But you know, Damascus, it's just not Damascus. So very important to specify that. We have a frame lock for the locking mechanism. User of a right hand only, tip up carry, weight coming in at 3.35 ounces, and a price of $280. But use the code WW20TB or TB, yeah, WW20TB, I believe, for 20% off. I will put the exact code in the description of the video. I'm almost positive it's WW20TB or WWTB20. I can't remember, but it'll be in the video description, and you'll save 20% off of that $280. So that is a significant savings. It's going to bump the price of this knife down a ton. Size comparisons. Let's take a look at some size comparisons here, see how it stacks up to some other knives. Let's bring out that good old CGRB Pyrite Light. That's always a nice one to stick in there. A little longer than the Coas. Let's see, here's the Civivi X1. That'll actually, I think that's going to measure up very well with it. Yeah, pretty close, a little shorter. Let's pull this off and throw one more out here. Here's a Civivi. Let's do the good old Civivi Altus. That should also, yeah, measure up pretty darn well. So there we go. There's our size comparisons. And let's talk about this knife, because there really is a lot of things very similar to the budget version, but there's also some things that are amped up quite a bit. One thing that's definitely worth noting here is that the blade, nothing has really changed. This is the same fantastic blade as the original Coas with just a different steel, S35VN. But a couple things I want to point out. One, the blade cutout is very nice on this. I love the angle of the cutout right here. Like, this is the perfect cutout to middle finger flick. It's just very, very easy. Works really well. And a lot of it has to do with just that angle of that little part right there, because it's the perfect angle that you should have your finger in there to kick the blade out. So it works really, really well. This plunge grind, look at that plunge grind. Look how thin it is. This is a phenomenal plunge grind. that's going to make it very easy to sharpen the heel of this blade here. So very, very good job there. And just a very handsome, sleek, stealthy blade. Really do enjoy the blade on this Kowas. Now, when things get different, it's more so in the handle. The two big things here, we'll bring the budget version back out. And as you can see, we have a liner lock versus a frame lock. In this particular instance, I do think the detent is maybe slightly better on the budget version, but I will still say the detent on this frame lock version is fantastic. I don't really have any issue. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this one probably a 8.75. We'll go 8.75. And then on this one, a scale of 1 to 10, let's compare that one more time. I would probably go, I'd go like 8.25 to 8.5. So again, it's very close, very, very close. Just a very slight difference there. Not enough to really worry about, in my opinion. Really, really good detent on this guy. Great action. The ergos, I do think this feels a little better in hand because this is not quite as thick as the budget version. Let's see if we can get let's size these up here. As you can see, a rather noticeable difference there in overall handle thickness. And you do feel that difference. While this Kowas does feel good in hand, I do think the premium version just feels a little better with that little bit of a little more thinness in the handle there. I do like the inlays. I think the inlays look good. They add some nice pop in color. Sometimes the anodization can wear, well, I would say pretty much all the time, anodization will wear off a little. You can always re-anodize it and do anything that you want to yourself there to add your own little creative pop. But as it is, when you get it, as it comes, it's very nice. It works really well. The colors match. I think that's really cool. Another big thing to note with the difference in the handles here is the backspacer. There's standoffs on the budget version as to where you have a full integrated backspacer on the premium version with a lanyard hole. So if you like lanyard holes, then there you go. I do think this backspacer looks just fine. Normally I could care less about lanyard holes, and it's not something I get too excited about either way, but I do think this one looks pretty good. So no real issue there. That's really the big differences. Perfect blade centering on this guy, by the way. Phenomenal blade centering. I also really love the clip here. Now the original has just your typical, bent over deep carry clip. It works fine. There's no issues with it. But this one here works just as well, and it's fully contoured, so it's nice and rounded and smooth. So it definitely feels better in the hand than the budget Kowas. So that is also worth taking into consideration if you were considering to buy this knife. But all in all, putting everything together, this is still the same great Kowas. No issues, no problems whatsoever. A nice, extremely strong frame lock with a great detent. Very, very enjoyable middle finger flicking action. And at the end of the day, a pretty solid price once you subtract the discount. So you're looking at $56 in savings. So subtract that $56 from $280, and that's your price, guys. That's a pretty darn good price. So yeah, really, really good stuff. I think that's $224, I believe. So yeah, very solid price for this guy. Let me know what you guys think of the premium version of the KUBEY Kowas. I said it once, I'll say it again. KUBEY is one of the most underrated companies in the knife industry when it comes to producing high-end premium knives. They do a phenomenal job. Definitely one worth checking out if you want to try a premium KUBEY. Let me know what you guys think of the KUBEY Kowas KB286A. Really hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until the next one, I'm out.